We just discussed 50 MCQs on TLAs, and next we are going to discuss 50 MCQs, important MCQs on soil erosion and conservation. So there are different aspects will be covered uh, in, along with this discussion or along with this analysis of 50 MCQs. So coming to the first question of soil erosion and conservation, that is, soil erosion is mainly named after soil erosion. So when we are saying water erosion, wind erosion, so that is based on what? That is based on the agents that is eroding the soil. Agents are that is eroding or that is carrying out the soil from one place to another. Basically, what is soil erosion? Soil erosion is basically the removing of the soil particle, transporting it, detaching the soil particle, transporting it, and depositing it. So based on the transporting agent, mainly the soil erosion is named. Next question, which is not a type of soil erosion? Which is not a type of soil erosion? Gully erosion is a type of water erosion. Saltation is a type of wind erosion. Wave erosion consists of when the erosion is by wind and water. Weathering is not a type of soil erosion, that is a type of soil formation. Next question, correct sequence of events of water erosion is, that is, splash followed by sheet followed by reel followed by gully. So this will be the correct answer: splash, sheet, reel, gully. So splash is nothing but the uniform the striking of the raindrop on soil and removing the soil particle, okay, due to its high kinetic energy. Then sheet means unconspicuous, that means it is the uniform removal of soil from the surface layer. That is when you can observe when there is excess rain and there is runoff, then there is a thin layer of soil that is moving along with the surface flow, that is muddy water, that is basically sheet. Then reel, when it forms the movement is faster and more intense rainfall, then there is the reel formation, that is finger like you can find some depth of soil that is moving out and channeling occur, that is reel. Gully, when that channeling is more deeper and more wider, then that is called gully. Next question, ravine formation is most witnessed in which type of soil? Ravine formation, that is the more extended form of gully erosion, that is mostly found in alluvial soil. You can find in alluvial soil. Next question, runoff is lesser in which type of the following type of soil? Runoff is lesser in which of the following type of soil? That is soil having low bulk density. So when the soil is having more bulk density, then what happens? If which type of soil there is low bulk density? That means when the soil is porous, right? When the soil is porous, that means more pore space is there. So in the denominator, there is more volume is there. So at that condition, when the soil is porous, then more water will infiltrate the soil, or there is infiltration opportunity time will be more. But in platy soil, see, this is the worst physical condition or worst structure you can find. So in platy soil, there is less infiltration, more runoff will be happen. Lateritic soil, less porous, more runoff. Even in compact soil, there will be more runoff. So soil having low bulk density, it is having runoff is lesser. Soil piping is which type of soil erosion? Soil piping is which type of soil erosion? That is basically water erosion. Soil piping is water erosion, type of water erosion. Next question, the relationship of increase in rate of infiltration with respect to soil surface residue cover. The relationship of increase in rate of infiltration with respect to soil surface cover, that is curvilinear. Okay, so along with soil surface cover, how the infiltration is related, that is curvilinear. Next question, the relationship between rainfall intensity and soil erosion. The relationship between rainfall intensity and soil erosion, that is exponential. So if you think that soil erosion is increasing and so let's say soil erosion is this is soil erosion and it is intensity of rainfall. So the initially it will be like linear, but after a certain point it will be exponential. Okay. Next question, the average of total kinetic energy received in each storm and the kinetic energy received for 30 minutes period of greatest intensity of rainfall for several years, and it is its capacity to erode the soil. When it is said the capacity to erode the soil, that is rainfall erosivity. So here the correct term is rainfall erosivity. What is rainfall erosivity? The energy of the rainfall received, okay, the kinetic energy of the rainfall received in a storm and when the intensity, that 30 minutes intense rainfall during that storm, what is the intensity? Okay, so that is called rainfall erosivity. Then soil erodibility factor in USLE, represented by USLE means universal soil loss equation. What is universal soil loss equation? RKLSC, okay, LSCP. Okay, so there are 5 factors: RKLSCP. So USLE, soil erodibility factor, is represented as K. Okay, soil erodibility factor. Next question, the relationship between soil erodibility factor and the infiltration rate. The relationship between soil erodibility factor and the infiltration rate, that is inversely proportional. So what is soil erodibility factor? Basically, how susceptible the soil is to erode by the erosive agent. Okay, so if the infiltration rate is more, then more water can infiltrate into the soil and the rainfall erosivity will be less. So it is inversely proportional. Next question, the soil cover and management factor for factor under USLE will be least. Soil cover and management factor under universal soil loss equation will be least for which of the following cropping system? So it will be least, that means more soil cannot be transferred by the soil erosive agent. That means more soil is not exposed to the erosion, or more soil is not yes, that is not exposed, that means more soil is not eroding. Okay, so which cropping system? See, rice fallow, you are planting rice and another fallow, that means more soil will erode. Cultivated fallow, you are cultivating and leaving it as such, then more soil will erode. Maize followed by mustard, then erosion permitting crops, so more soil will be erode. See, maize plus green gram, that means you are intercropping green gram in maize planting, so the soil is not exposed more. Then you are planting lucerne as well, that is a leguminous crop and that is a fodder crop, so it will also protect the soil from erosion. So here the crop cover soil cover and management factor will be least. Next question, what is the standard permissible limit of soil erosion? What is the standard permissible limit of soil erosion? That is 11 ton per hectare per year. So up to this it is permissible, beyond this that is not permissible. But in average annual soil loss in India, that is 16 ton per hectare, so it is crossing the permissible limit, so we have to take care of it. So we have to go for like conservation tillage and mulching, live mulching and all, so that we can prevent it. Next question, the range of soil loss tolerance limit in India is, that is 2.5 to 12.5 ton per hectare per year. Actually, see, soil loss tolerance limit that vary on from place to place, and that vary from soil condition to soil condition. So there is a range, that is 2.5 to 12.5 ton per hectare per year. Next question, which of the following is not an effect of soil erosion? Which of the following is not an effect of soil erosion? Unfertile surface soil, eutrophication, groundwater pollution. So groundwater pollution, you cannot say it will happen due to soil erosion. But unfertile soil surface, if the soil surface is moving out with erosion, then that will become unfertile. Then eutrophication, after moving out of the fertile soil, that will deposit in a water body, and there the nutrient enrichment will happen and BOD will be less. So that might happen due to soil erosion. Next question, soil of which land capability class is not useful for any cultivation practice and used only for recreational, wildlife and aesthetic purpose? That is class 8. So in class 8 land suitable type, you cannot grow any crop or you cannot grow any plantation like that. So that is mostly used for recreational activity. Which of the following is the correct equation of USLE? We have already discussed universal soil loss equation, that is RKLSCP. That is for water erosion. Okay, erosion of soil by water. This is for wind erosion, A is equal to RKCWDB. Which of the following is not an agronomic measure of soil conservation? Not an agronomic measure of soil conservation. Cover cropping is an agronomic measure, strip cropping is an agronomic measure, contour cultivation is an agronomic measure, but bunding is not an agronomic measure of soil conservation. So contour bunding will be the right answer. Okay. Next question, alternate and synchronous growing of erosion permitting and erosion resisting crop. When it is being asked erosion permitting and erosion resisting crop, just blindly you can answer strip cropping. Okay, in strip cropping what we do, some rows of erosion permitting crop we plant, and then followed by some 1 or 2 rows of erosion resisting crop, then followed by erosion permitting crop. Okay, next, the optimum ratio of erosion permitting and resisting crop when the slope is up to 1%. See, when the slope is up to 1%, we can allow more erosion permitting crop instead of erosion resisting crop because slope is not that much. So here we can say 5:1 we can permit, we can allow, so that only one is 5 row of erosion permitting crop and 1 row of erosion resisting crop can be sufficient to resist the erosion. But when the slope is more and more, then you can go for lesser ratio, that means more number of erosion resisting crop and less number of erosion permitting crop. Next, which of the following mechanical measure of soil conservation is suitable in areas having 10 to 16% slope? Having 10 to 16% slope. See, contour burning is up to 6%, okay, less than 6% contour burning. Graded burning 6 to 10%, right? Bench terracing 16 to 33%. Okay, so graded trenches, these are 10 to 16%. Okay, so these values you can remember. Which of the following is not true in most of the time with respect to infiltration and saturated hydraulic conductivity? So for most of the time, which one will be higher? Most of the time saturated hydraulic conductivity is higher than infiltration. Why I am telling you? So this will be the correct answer, because infiltration is movement of water from saturated surface layer to unsaturated ground. Okay, so what happens, because there is pore space available in the soil, so initial movement will be very less, because in pore space what happens, there will be a fighting, you can say, this is an example, just to fill that pore space there is already air is present, and again water is dripping down, there is fighting between air and water. So that takes some time for this movement of water in infiltration. So most of the time saturated hydraulic conductivity, and in saturated hydraulic conductivity the soil is already saturated, that means there is no obstruction of air. Okay, so it is more than infiltration. Next, okay, this is mistaken. Gullies are typically different from reels as the cross sectional area of gully is greater than. So what is the difference between reel and gully? Reel are the finer, like very thin and narrow erosion type, but gully is huge. So when the cross sectional area that is more than 1 meter square, then that is called gully. Okay, when the reel become larger and it is more than 1 meter square, the cross sectional area, then that is called gully. Next question, the value representing the soil loss per unit EI30, that is erosion index 30, that means the 30 minutes more intense rainfall measured in the field on a standard bare soil plot of 20 meter long and 9% slope is represented in letter K, that is soil erodibility index. Okay, so soil erodibility index means soil loss per EI30, that means per soil erosivity factor. What is the amount of soil loss? That is called soil erodibility factor. Next question, out of total soil degradation globally, which of the following is most prominent? Out of total soil degraded globally, which one is most prominent? That is water erosion. You can say like somewhere 80% of soil eroded in India annually, that is due to water erosion. Find out the odd one among the following: surface sealing, soil compaction, contamination and erosion. Surface sealing, soil compaction, erosion and contamination. The odd one is contamination. So these are some of the degradation phenomena. So these are basically physical degradation. Surface sealing, soil compaction, erosion, these are physical degradation. Contamination is chemical degradation. Okay. Next question, the maximum amount of soil that can be lost annually on average by the combination of water and wind erosion on a particular soil without degrading soil's long-term productivity, that is called soil loss tolerance value, represented as T. So this is called soil loss tolerance value. Next question, the organization that mainly dealing with research on wind erosion and its management, that is CAZRI, Central Arid Zone Research Institute. Okay, Jodhpur. This is located in Jodhpur, that is Rajasthan. CREDA, mostly dryland agriculture, water management, then ICRISAT, semi-arid tropics, CSWCRT also with respect to water erosion. Okay, mostly CAZRI, that is in dry area, that is related to wind erosion research. What was the theme of World Meteorological Day 2023? What was the theme of World Meteorological Day 2023? It is your task to find out. Okay, so this is homework for you. You just find it out. Next question, the delivery ratio is higher in small watershed. The delivery ratio means how much erosion is happened, how much erosion that is deposited in water bodies, and how divided by how much erosion that is moved from an area. Okay, so that is in small watershed, the time, that is the moving time of the, you can say the path is shorter, so it will be more deposited, or more delivery will be there in the water body. But in larger watershed, the time during the flow, that will deposit somewhere else, the particles, or that the eroded particles that will be deposited somewhere else. So delivery ratio is higher for smaller watershed. Which of the following tool is used for predicting water induced erosion? Which one of the following tool is used for predicting water induced erosion? All of them are for water erosion. Okay, USLE, WEPP and SWAT. These are some tool used for predicting water induced erosion. Which of the following grass species is mostly used for erosion control? Which of the following grass species is famously used for erosion control? That is khus grass or Vetveria giganoides. Khus grass, it is also called khus grass. Next question, which of the following soil conservation measure is also known as conservation ditching? Which of the following soil conservation measure is also known as conservation ditching? That is inverted contour bunding. Inverted contour bunding is also known as conservation ditching. Next, which of the following is a natural type bench terrace? Which of the following is a natural type bench terrace? That is Puerto Rican bench terrace. Puerto Rican bench terrace is a natural bench terrace. So what happens here, in the slopey area, there is some plantation crop is planted across the slope. So there will be deposition of the soil particles, and after deposition there will be formation of terrace. Okay, so that is a natural terrace. The mechanical measure of soil conservation that is recommended in permeable soil up to slope 6% receiving rainfall below 600 mm, that is contour bunding. Okay, we have already discussed up to 6%, that is contour bunding. Among soil erosion process, which of the following contribute the maximum? Among soil erosion process, that the question is little bit wrong. So among wind erosion, okay, so this is soil erosion by wind. So the saltation contributes around 50 to 70%, then suspension, then surface creep, and okay, so saltation, these three are the erosion phases of wind erosion. So saltation contributes the maximum. Next question, the universal soil loss equation was proposed by, that is Westmeyer and Smith. They proposed universal soil loss equation, that is U A equal to R K L S C P. Okay. Next question, the following type of water erosion that is unnoticed by farmer, that is seat erosion. Seat erosion is unnoticed by farmer, though splash erosion is also unnoticed by farmer, because some textbook you cannot find splash erosion as a type of erosion. So it starts from seat erosion, seat followed by reel, followed by gully, and followed by ravine. So seat erosion is unnoticed by farmers. Generally farmer, what they see is just a muddy water is going, but they cannot realize that this is the erosion process. Next question, the most effective method in dry coastal region for checking soil erosion among the following. Most effective method in dry coastal region for checking soil erosion, that is shelter belt, planting shelter belt, because in dry area the wind erosion is most prevalent. So if you are planting shelter belt and windbreak, then the erosion can be stopped. But strip cropping, mulching and graded burning mostly useful for water erosion. Which of the following is not an example of erosion resisting crop? That is maize. Maize is a erosion permitting crop. Mostly erosion resisting crop are leguminous crop which are having more canopy coverage, so that they will protect canopy coverage and root system, so they can protect the soil from the negative impact of rainfall, and as they are providing live mulching, so they will protect the soil more. So they are erosion resisting crop. Then gully which is up to 3 meter deep and having bed width greater than 18 meter, that is classified as small gully. If it is less than up to 3 meter and less than 18 meter, then that is very small gully. Then land capability is mainly determined by inherent soil characteristics, external land feature and environmental factor. All of these land capability is mainly determined by all these three factors: inherent soil characteristics, external land feature, environmental factor. Next question is the color notation of land capability class 2. The color notation of land capability class 2 is, that is yellow. Green is for land capability class 1. Okay. Brown is for capability class 7 and purple is for capability class 8. Okay. So these things you have to remember. Next question. The diameter of most erodible soil particle is about 1 millimeter. The diameter of most erodible soil particle, that is 1 millimeter. Tilling and planting at right angle to the natural slope of the land on terraced field is called tilling and planting. So basically you are cultivating the soil at the right angle of the slope, that is called contour cultivation. So you are basically cultivating in the contour, and that should be across the slope, that is right angle to the slope. Next, which of the following is the third stage of gully development? That is hilling stage. Okay. So this is like formation stage, then development stage, then hilling stage, then stabilization stage. So first there will be formation, then development, then there will be hilling, then there will be stabilization. These are the stages of gully development. Next question, the headquarters of ICR, Indian Institute of Soil and Water Conservation, is situated at Dehradun. Okay, Indian Institute of Soil Water Conservation. It was previously known as CSWCRTI, I think CSWCRTI, Central Soil and Water Conservation Research and Training Institute. That was the previous name of Indian Institute of Soil and Water Conservation. Okay. And it was established in 1974. This one also you can remember. It was established in 1974. Next, who is known as the father of soil conservation? H.S. Bennett. Bennett is also known as the father of soil conservation. Approximate percentage of land area in India under degradation, that is somewhere 30%. Okay, right now it is 30%. Previously it was higher, like sometimes you must have seen like 187 million hectometer. Then sometimes 145, sometimes 120. Right now it is somewhere around 85 to 90 million hectare. Okay. So some brief lectures are there also for regarding erosion conservation, and some self assessment test on soil and water conservation. You can click here and you are ready to go. And you are not finding these PDFs, then you can follow our Telegram channel and the Instagram page as well. See you in the next